All right, it's been a hot minute since I made a video. I got a lot of personal stuff going on. So with all that aside, I want to jump right in. I got a new tattoo machine again, thanks to Inked In Tattoo Supply. It is called the Rampage. And I got the 4.5 millimeter green one. Thought that was kind of dope. Yeah, I mean, so without further ado, we'll jump right into it and see if it's gonna sink or swim and see if it's something that you might like or hate, or if it's within your budget. So now they did hook me up with a little bit of swag. You know, I'm a sucker for a free hat, you know, as long as it's a good one, right? And this one fits my big ass head. So we got the tattoo machine. We've got various samples of needles that they sent me. We're gonna get into those later on a separate video. And then they do have their own derm shield, which is pretty cool. I was able to use that with a client as well. Again, that'll be in a separate video. They asked me to make 3 separate ones, so I'll go ahead and do it, you know? Nothing like a free tattoo machine. That doesn't mean that I'm gonna say it's great if it sucks. Okay, so the first thing that I loved about this the most is gonna be the display on there. So we'll go ahead and pop that on. See if you can see that or not. I don't know if it'll. Easy to read. I mean, turns right on real quick. And then if you want to do jump start, we'll power it off again here. Let's see if it'll focus. So if you double click and then hold down, has that little jump start feature. So display's super nice as far as you have the hertz. Let's see if you got that. You got hertz, volts, and at the bottom you have the time, which is pretty cool. And then of course battery display. I tattooed a little bit with it on my leg and then on one of my clients, and took like what, 1 notch out of it. And I mean, I was messing around with it for a couple hours. So again, it depends on what you're doing with it. The display is super nice. And then you can, if you hold down, I believe it's positive and negative at the same time. Yeah, we can switch it. So now it's upside down. So that's kind of cool, depending on if you're lefty or righty. Kind of nice. Easy to do. Now, one note about that timer on there is if you power it all the way off, it resets that timer, at least for my experience with it. Now, if you just let it sit idle while you're taking a break or doing whatever, then it seemed to maintain that time if you're, you know, if you're into that on there. But super quiet, super powerful. Second thing, USB-C charging, so it is slow charging. They say not to use a fast charger on it. I would like to see maybe it do fast charging, but batteries pop right off. They pop right off. They're pretty sticky, but I mean, it's not coming off on its own, so it's pretty nice. What else can we say about the battery? I think that's about it. I mean, it lasts what, 4 to 7 hours, kind of depending on how you use it. And then you do have the ratchet grip, which I personally have come not to like as much, but now I don't think you can get inside this at all. It looks like I might be able to stick a little screwdriver through those holes there. We get that light on it maybe. Let's see. You may be able to stick like a little tiny screwdriver, Allen wrench, and twist it off. Haven't attempted that yet. Thought I probably would not break it. Until I do the video, then maybe I'll mess with it. If you guys want me to try to take it apart, I will, because I mean, it's mine, right? So let's see what else. It is a fixed cam in there. I opted for the 4.5 millimeter, so I would be careful with that. This machine hits super hard. I was running it down at what, like 5 volts. 5 volts or around 70 hertz or so. I mean, normally I can't run a machine that low and do what I wanted to, but as the video that I'll throw up on there of me kind of doing a little rework on my left leg, I mean, I had to be careful with it. There was a couple spots where I probably overworked my leg a little bit, but hey, it's my leg, and so that's, you know, the point in testing out on myself, right? So I would probably opt with the, turn that off. I would probably opt with the 4.0 if this is your first machine, or if you're used to machines that are hitting a little bit harder, or buy both, you know, get the 4.0 and the 4.5. I like 4.5 because it gives me a little bit more versatility. I feel like I don't have to stretch the skin quite as much. Stretching's important, don't get me wrong, like highly important, right? But it's just the way I guess I tattoo better that way. So it does have 39 millimeter grip, pretty decent size. Didn't have any problems with it. Seems kind of mid balanced, if I'm being honest. Yeah, it's not too top heavy or too back heavy. I mean, if anything, more middle to back, maybe. But I didn't really get much hand fatigue with it compared to other ones that I've used. It's easy to wrap. I tried wrapping it in a solid sleeve and then taping it off and trying to twist it, you know, to adjust the between going from mags to liners. You're gonna end up ripping that bag. So I ended up doing 2 separate wraps on it, and I'll throw a little video of that up here while I'm talking, of what I found to be best as far as keeping it sterile, because I am all about keeping the machine as clean as possible. Again, you're gonna wipe them down with cab wipes or whatever high level solution that you have, but cross-contamination is the major way that people are getting sick, right? Or, you know, you're spreading diseases and so forth. So anyway, enough about that. So good battery life. I think their website says like 5 to 7 hours. And then it does have brushless motor. I couldn't find much info about the brushless motor on there. It's about 217 grams. So not the lightest, not the heaviest, but again, it's not gonna mess with you too much depending on your style and what design that you're doing. It operates at, I believe it's 5 to 12 volts, 5 the lowest. I would not turn this up to 12. That's gonna, I don't know why you'd operate this thing at 12 unless that's just your style, but I mean, I was running it down 5, 6, maybe 7 tops, even with the 14 liner and a 15 mag. I just took my time with it because like the way that it hits super hard. There wasn't any give to it, where some of my other rotary pins have that little built-in give that I was more used to. Airplane grade aluminum. So easy to clean, easy to sanitize. It's gonna hold up over time. I think for like a $209, I believe it's 200, is it 209? 210? 209 for single battery. That's right in the ballpark of other machines that are less than this one. This one's sturdy, reliable, charges fast enough. Just be mindful, or buy the double pack. I think that one's about $260 on their website. I would personally offer that if you're gonna buy this, spend the extra, get the spare battery. Even if you rarely use it, you're gonna have it, especially with the slow charging. A few extra bucks and have that reliability, you know what I mean? So all in all, with them having US-based shipping locations, you're gonna get fast shipping on it. They have free shipping, 7 to 12 days. That's not too bad. I don't like paying for shipping, and if you can wait for the machine, spend that money on a box of carts, you know, something like that. They do have free shipping on orders over, I think it's $200, 5 to 7 business days. And I believe they offer an express shipping version for like around 30 bucks. So again, like 5 to 7, that's not too bad at all, really. So all in all, like any video that I do on tattoo machines, would I recommend it? For 210 bucks or 260 with the double batteries, right? I would definitely recommend going that route. I think this is a solid machine based on the use that I had with it. I don't like that you can't take it apart so far and get in there and inspect the motor, or, you know, the push rod, or the, what do you call it? Swash plate? The swashbuckle? The swash plate in there? That would be so far the only negative. Other than that, just be careful with it. Definitely worth getting it. Again, it's at Inked In Tattoo Supply. I'll go ahead and put a link in the bottom. I'll put a code in there. I'm not sure if I'll have a commission code or whatever you call it on there, but again, I did get the machine for free. All in all, I would recommend it for that $210 to $260 range. Worth checking out. Again, inkedintattoosupply.com. Check them out. And again, if you like these videos and you want to be notified of another one that comes out when I do an update, or I do the needle or derm shield that they sent me. Please subscribe, it helps me out. Like, share the video, all that good stuff. And then again, thanks for watching. Appreciate all of you. I don't make these videos as often with working at the new shop and some other stuff going on, but I am planning to get more of a permanent setup so I can do that. So again, thank you and God bless.